What's up, everybody? Saturday to put my extensions. You know the extensions for, I don't know if for any of you guys who have BC coilovers know that they have extensions which help you adjust your dampening and all that stuff, yada yada yada. So decided had nothing to do today, so I was like, fuck it, why not do that? So I'll show you guys basically what it looks like and what I did. So just to start you guys off, so this is basically what you guys gotta do. Starting off, what you have to do is you have to remove all the plastic right here and right there. That one's actually on just because I was test fitting stuff, so and I decided to clean all the back of this out. But so for you, those of you guys who do not know, most of the time what people do is they'll put the tips right here, or they'll put them on this side. This side, I guess, so when you open up your trunk, it's right there. You can sit there and adjust it. Whatever you put at the top. Some people try to put it at the top. The only thing that's bad about putting it at the top, what I was realizing is that when the plastic goes on, if you decide to keep the plastic and put it at the top, it will hit this plastic up here. And you don't want that to be doing that. So what I did was, instead of putting it to the top or to the front, which I didn't want people to see, I decided, fuck it. I thought it looked better by putting it in the back. So it looks like this. But so there's one hole right here. I drilled them right on the side of it. The only reason why is because the strut is actually right here in the middle. The hole that's actually right there is over here, so it makes the wire go awkwardly to the side. I drilled it right here just so it's more straighter. When the plastic goes on, it straightens it out. It's gonna be staying flush, and then it makes it easy for you to adjust your dampening. And it's hidden in the back. So that's basically what I did, guys. But yeah, I did one side already. Only reason why is because I wanted to make sure I had it down before I showed you guys how I'm gonna do it. And what I'll be doing after that is showing you guys basically how to do the left side. Yeah, so let's just get started. So first of all, what you're gonna have to do is, like I said, you have to remove the tire. You have to drop your coil, because the dampening tools have this, which go on the top of the coil, and it sits on the knob for the. So if your coils, if you don't put the extension like this, there's actually just a dampening piece up there on the top of it. So this actually sits on the top. The wire goes into here. You hit it with the Allen wrench so it tightens it up so that it gives you adjustability. And the extension goes up to the strut tower, pops out the side so you're able to adjust it. There you go. So this right here is going to be the middle piece that goes into the top of that thing that I put on the top of the strut. I mean, of the coilover on the very top. That's going to be sitting on top. That's going to actually, you're going to use the Allen wrench to tighten down so it clamps onto this so it doesn't move. And then you put the tip of the adjuster on here on the other side, which is on this side, and it clamps on this. And then this is just a tubing to protect it. What you'll do is you'll cut it slightly to where you feel is right. And you'll cut this, and you gotta leave about, maybe about this much, I'd say about close to an inch of extra of this. The original hole, the second hole that I drilled in, I'm gonna stick the tubing in through here. What I did is after I drilled it, I actually got sandpaper stuck in here, sanded it down so it smooths it out. Put it into the hole that I wanted it into right here. Slide it down, and just enough to where it's right there. The only reason why I put it right there, reason being, is because it's gonna stand right here, and then what you'll do is, when you know where you want it at, stick your hand in there. Sorry, didn't have the camera on it. Stick your hand there and you'll pull it out right there, and it'll stand out like this. That's basically all I did. I did this steel rubber protective thing that goes over it. I actually stick it in first, and then what I do is when it's in there, I slide it through the hole all the way slide through the whole part of this. Slide all the way out, and then what I do is when I drill the plastic, I actually get to slide it through and see how much I have to cut off so that it sits flush against the plastic. It is. I cut the tubing to where I want it at. And what I'll do is, I'll grab this tubing right here, where I cut it. I'll stick it into the hole that I drilled out, just right about there. I'm gonna leave about this much of it hanging out. And then I'll come down here. This thing is kind of hard. It's annoying to try to get it in. I'm not gonna even lie. But what I'll do is I'll feed it in through here, right here. The tube, the middle tubing that it has. Feed it through right there, and then I'll adjust it after I get it in. But after I have it to where I think I want it at, I'll come here and I'll push this up right about here. Push the coil back in, and what I'll do is I'll actually just put the bolts in there. Just not gonna tighten them up. I'm just gonna sit them in there just to keep it snug, just so it holds it against it. I come back up, and what I'll do is I'll actually feed it through. It's right to where it's about to probably stick out. Grab my wire cutters, and I'll cut right about here. And you could always adjust it. I just cut right here. I just cut a little bit, give it a little bit more slack to where I would think it'd be at. Cut it right there. That you're not gonna use. And then I can see that it's still too long because I measured it from my finger, and it was still too long, about 1 inch too long. So what I did was I'll bring this back out, and then I'll cut it probably about that much more. It is kind of hard to cut because it's super strong tubing, but a little bit of force you'll be able to cut through it. And all I basically do is I'll feed it back in through here again. Alright, so what I did, the way I lined it up last time, I don't know if you guys, so what you guys can see is there's a hole right up here. And the way I got that is when I actually put this to line up, when I put the plastic on over it, I put it on and I seen where I drilled the hole and where the wire was sticking out. And so that basically gave me where I wanted to put it on. And did the same thing with the other one. So where I got it on is, this is where it's gonna clip in. Right here, you guys can see there's a line right here. And it lines up right about here. And so that's what I just did. All I did was basically found out where the line was, try to line it up as best as possible. Goes up about right here. So all I'm gonna basically do is do it like this. So you guys can see over here, the tubing was cut. I left a little bit of the wire, and I'll just basically go like this and push up against it just to make sure that it's fully on the coilover. So I'll push against it like this, and I'll come back down the coilover and make sure that the tubing is fully on it. And when it's gonna happen is when I grab it, push it back up, I'll grab one of my nuts right here on this. Felly, that's not funny. Felly's laughing because I'll grab one of my nuts, but it's not funny. But okay. So I grab a nut on there and I'll actually push it against it just so it's like that. And this is basically what it's gonna look like. So after you grab it, you push it against it. So if you I did all the measurements of cutting, where I wanted it at on this tubing and stuff, and how I get all that like on that side. After measuring it, I'll grab the plastic cover that goes over here, and what I do is I'll basically put it back on. When I put this right on like this, it's gonna go right into it like this. It's gonna sit flush like that. Boom. For those of you guys wanting to see how it comes out, it's pretty flush. So this is where the extra pipe in it, the extra tubing is. It sits right here flush. And then when I get everything on, same thing on that side. I'll show you guys basically what it looks like. There's no holes over here with everything in. So when you go inside, there's one knob right there. And one knob right over there. Which I personally like better than being behind the seat. I think it's cleaner. Instead of having it right here at the top on the side. But this video helped you guys, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you guys liked all the other videos that I've done, go and like and subscribe. And be much appreciated, guys. Thank you guys for watching. You guys all have a good day. Some girl